To remain updated with the latest business news, click on the bell icon.
This is the segment where I want to figure out how to make a viral reel. So the first thing you need is trending audio, hashtag.
Ayush, I think you're mistaking this for TikTok. It's Instagram actually. You don't have to actually follow a trending audio. You can make your own one, by the way.
Create your own trend. Now, two of y'all certainly know how to create your own trend. Yashraj Mukhate and Niharika, thanks so much for joining us on Tech Today. Now, I must confess, at the start of the pandemic, I, like a lot of you, didn't know about these two fantastic creators, but now I cannot live a day without consuming their entertaining content. So guys, thanks so much for joining us on this special episode of Tech Today. So Niharika, that's not how it's done, huh? What's the secret sauce to make a trending viral reel?
There is no secret sauce. Just don't follow the herd. Try to stand apart, try to set yourself apart, because everybody's going to make a reel on the trending audio. Try to make something different and try to make your own trend. Try to be a trend, right?
Someone who knows a lot about being a trend itself is Yashraj Mukhate. Now yours is quite a Bollywood script of a story. One viral hit, Rasode Mein Kaun Tha? And then life has been a party, or shall I say, Pauri?
Yeah, it's party. It's a very cool version of party. Party is boring. Party is nothing. Party is cool.
Party हो रही है. Party हो रही है. Party.
So yeah, so as Niharika rightly said, it's something that you do which is different and not many people are doing. That is why people will want to see your videos and will want to share it with their friends. If it is something that is available at their scroll and everyone is doing it, you are just part of a very big group then. So it is very hard to stand out that way. It is easier to make something unique. Not easier to make something unique because then, as you can see, I and Niharika, we both put content very late. Like I see Niharika's videos also. They come out late, but they are good quality content because then we have to put it only when we think that it is worth putting it out. So that is hard. You can't be consistently putting unique content because then it is not unique anymore. So you just have to maintain that balance between consistency and quality.
That's interesting, Niharika, because that's one journey that I want to speak about for you as well, because you're not just a content creator. You are completing your MBA, and for those of us watching, we have recorded this after Niharika's exam, so we let her study, and she's going to be an MBA very soon, and we will announce that on a subsequent episode of Tech Today. But Niharika, what's that been like, juggling this content creator lifestyle with pursuing an MBA abroad? Has that been difficult, and has that been something that you planned out? Is there some sort of work-life balance, so to speak?
I've honestly, I think I grew up on the internet. I've been on YouTube since I was 18 and I did engineering. I did YouTube on the side. Engineering was my main thing. And somewhere along the way, it got really hard to balance the two. And I stopped making content and I was like, okay, I don't think this is for me because I can't fully do this because everybody else, my peers are all doing it full time. And me with my little ass engineering, student time, I really couldn't fit that in and do the content justice. So I completely quit content. And then the pandemic happened and all of my MBA classes were online, which gave me a lot more time to make short format videos, which wouldn't eat up too much of my time, but also would let me make the kind of content that I want to. So I think in ways that I did not expect, the pandemic sort of helped me truly become who I am. And of course, there's always like a juggling between the two, but it's not something I can't manage anymore. I think that's one skill I've picked up, time management. Or at least I've scratched the surface of it. Hopefully I'll get better at it.
Now the lifestyle's completely changed for you, right? Red carpet premieres, working with all the OTT platforms, collaborations, talent managers. What was that change like for you? Because I know for a lot of people watching, especially people who are trying to make it big on Reels, on Instagram or any other social media platform, that is a concern, even for parents who are watching, saying, hey, how does my kid deal with all that fame and still get his engineering degree, his medicine degree, his lawyer's degree. That is a concern.
Yeah. Yes, there has been a huge change in the type of activities I do day to day. And it has been an amazing one. But my parents made me promise on day one that if you want to do all of these shenanigans that you're up to, you have to get good grades. And since I made that promise, it's like a trade-off, right? It's a deal that I made, so I have to keep my end of it. And today was my final exam in, I think, hopefully this life, I wouldn't have to do another course again. So I'm very, very excited. I finally completed the deal with them, and now I get to jump into what I truly enjoy. So it's been incredibly exciting. And I'm honestly still adapting.
No, it's an inspiring journey, Niharika. I mean, that's, you make it sound so easy, but it hasn't been. And even for Yashraj, to belt out one viral hit is something. But regularly to do that, Yashraj, I want to understand from you, one, okay, we've gotten this out of the way in terms of cracking the Reels algorithm. You just have to keep making original content. But for you, I mean, you live in Aurangabad and very close to us here in Mumbai. Was that ever something at the back of your head saying, I have to come to Bombay and become a music producer because this is my passion? Mm-hmm. And then suddenly in the lockdown, when we're all locked down, Rasode Mein Kaun Tha becomes this viral hit. And then the expectation that you have to belt out top content regularly.
So when I was here in Aurangabad initially, and I used to sing songs, I used to do private gigs. I used to call my friends and make them listen to what I've played. So everyone here used to tell me, why don't you go to Mumbai? What are you doing here in Aurangabad? You should go to Mumbai. That's the place. That's where everything what's happening. So you should go there. So in the pressure, I came to Mumbai for a couple of months. This was 17-18, I think, after my engineering degree. And I stayed there and I realized that it is even tougher there to just survive. Like the rent is high. There are so many people there. I can't record my stuff. I can't make anything productive there. And all the contacts that I had in my email, which I thought they might reply when I go there, nothing worked out. So I immediately, within 2 months, I came back to Aurangabad, and then I set up this studio and I started making content from this city. And then because it was very comfortable here, I don't have space constraints, so it was better here to come back here and make content because everything was set up here nicely. So it really helped me. And as I started putting out content from here, then it started working for me. And of course, in lockdown, people were ready to consume new kind of content. Maybe that's why. And algorithm also changes consistently. Like the algorithm which is there today, it might not be the same next week also. It is that fast. So when that video broke out, before that, my videos had done really great. So people had already started sharing those videos, and this third video came at the correct point. That's my analysis, and maybe that's why people shared it. Like it just blew out, and that's why I'm saying the videos before that really matter into building that crescendo.
Very interesting, right? So there is a fair amount of analysis, and even Niharika, while she's pursuing her MBA, this has to have come in handy, right? I mean, you make it sound like it's a walk in the park, but there is some level of analysis when you view your insights, and Instagram and these platforms are now sharing these things, even for Reels. You can necessarily see your insights and see what worked, what was shared, at what point someone left your video. Is that something that you pay, heed to, Niharika, when you're making your videos? You're like, post it and let it be.
I don't even look at my insights at all, because I know the minute I start doing that, I'm going to go into a spiral and I'm going to start pandering to an audience instead of truly making what I want, which is what I did in my YouTube days when I was a teenager. And I was like, okay, not again. So I don't do that anymore. Also, as much as I believe that the algorithm has a role to play, if I talk about how Yashraj's videos went viral, he didn't even post Reels. They were video posts. Mm-hmm. So mine were Reels. So I don't think the commonality between us is the algorithm. I just feel like we each have our unique styles that nobody else was doing at the time. And it can't easily be replicated. And even if it is, you can easily tell that it's being replicated. So I feel like when you're pumping out original content and you're able to sort of stand out from the crowd, it's kind of hard to replicate without being caught. So I think it's partly algorithm, partly good timing, and mostly what we do best. So.
Of course, and for Yashraj as well, a lot of his songs did become, well, reels, trending audios. So a lot of us made content for months to come, including a lot of celebrities, Yashraj. And I think that also helped with your push, right? In terms of coming to the mainstream. How did I and Abba react, especially after Rasode Mein Kaun Tha? Because you wake up one morning and Yashraj is viral star.
Yeah, that entire week, that entire month just went into scrolling through my subscriber count. Even not just my family, the people, random people around the country were sending me screenshots ki tera idhar itna ho gaya hai, this much we have crossed here, that celebrity has commented on that video. So everybody was a part of it and everybody was enjoying ki yaar dekho, because you like to see someone ki yaar he was at 6,000 subscribers and suddenly he's at 100,000. And so that entire week and month, my parents, my cousins, everyone were on their phone just counting the numbers ki kitna bad raha hai.
Very interesting, Niharika. I want to speak a little bit more about that lifestyle change, right? So also you grew up here in India and you moved to the US for further studies, then created this content during the pandemic. Does it also give you sort of an added advantage understanding two geographies and how content and trends work across the world as well? Or is it you channeling out all the other energies, saying, no, this is me back in Bangalore or in Chennai, and I'm going to make these localized skits as well?
This is me truly just being a Bangalore girl. All of my content, it's not westernized at all. I could totally do that, but it's just not my cup of tea. It doesn't come naturally to me. I'm very grounded and I'm grounded to my roots, and I'm very I try to pull from my personal experiences. If you've watched any of my videos, they're not social commentary. They're not anything of that sort. It's just my personal experience that I turn into a video and I talk about it so that it's not controversial. It doesn't have too many opinions. You can't have an opinion when I'm sharing my story. You know what I mean? You can just tell me if you're enjoying it or not. You can't be like, no, you're wrong. How can you say that? It's my story, you know? So I just try to pull from personal experiences because I just feel like the mundane experiences that we have in our daily lives can be really funny if we just try to pause and pay attention to it and just kind of exaggerate it for a slight comedic effect. So, yeah.
No, that works. Yashraj, in terms of some of the collaborations you worked on after you became this big star, I know there was this interaction which went viral later with A.R. Rahman as well. That must be a big deal for a musician, something that you must have aspired for since the day you got your first keyboard.
Yeah, every musician in the country has that will to once I have to meet A.R. sir, and everyone looks up to him. Like every musician, I'm not even kidding. I don't think there's a single person or a single musician in the country who doesn't admire A.R. Rahman. And it was a big deal, just to sit in front of him and ask him about his process. That was my job that day, and I was so nervous. You can see, and if you can see, my Zoom profile picture is also of me and him sitting on
yes.
that I use that picture everywhere because I want to tell everyone that I met A.R. sir. And I was very nervous that day, but turned out well. I met him the second time also in Dubai last month. But it's a dream come true just to sit in the same room with A.R. sir, and it was great.
And how has your work life changed? Have you been getting a lot of offers from Bollywood and OTT and stuff like that? Has that changed since some of your viral hits?
So some of the offers are really great and I'm talking to them. I hope something works out, but the kind of things initially which were offered to me was just the dialogue mashup and just do something. This is something which is coming up. This is the dialogue we think which is great. Do something with it and put it on your social media. So I rejected quite a few of those because I consciously did not want people to know me just for that. So in between also I just put some a cappella video. I start making some original songs so that I get that kind of work. I just don't want to keep on doing this. So that is my little strategy. But now I've started, after a year and a half, I've started getting some offers which are legit music making offers, and probably within a couple of months something might come out.
Fantastic. Fingers crossed. Congratulations to both of you all.
Thank you.
Niharika, we'll be celebrating you being a graduate very soon. And what are your plans like? What are your plans like now? Actually, you have this fantastic degree. You have a massive social media following. Can we expect you to be making more content perhaps on YouTube or other platforms, or come back, work on OTT? Something must be brewing. Do you want to share something with the viewers of Tech Today?
I mean, since I literally finished my exam today, I haven't thought that far ahead. But yes, the idea is to hopefully take over, but take on more digital platforms, and YouTube being my next stop. Because I really miss it, because that's what I started and it didn't pan out for me the way I wanted it to. So I think I'm just like, I'd have really cold feet to like get back into it, because I'm like so terrified. I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know how it feels to get back into something I started out on. But I'm honestly very, very excited to get back into it. That's the next thing I want to do.
Fantastic. Yashraj, also, are there any plans to move to Bombay, or you can manage? Because it's really cool because of this technology, work from anywhere, lifestyle, and what technology has enabled. Niharika sitting in the US and she's making content which is consumed here in India at viral proportions, and you're sitting in Aurangabad and every big celebrity and the who's who are sharing that sort of music. This is something special, right? Work from anywhere, represent.
Yeah, it really works, and that's the whole point. Now, that's the whole point of the internet, that you can put out content. I don't have to go to Mumbai to make people listen to my song ki dekho sir, I have made this, and go to their studio ki this is my song, please listen to this. I don't have to do that anymore. And after the pandemic, people have realized that you can sit at home and there's technology that's helping you. If I want to meet someone, I can just have a Zoom meeting with them, and I can just mail my audio. And even now I work with my mix engineers, because there are softwares which help me to listen to what they are listening in their studio. So I directly get into my monitors. So it's very convenient now. And if it is convenient, why go to Mumbai? There are some things that there are some events if I have to attend, but then Mumbai is just one flight away from here, so that's also not a big deal.
That's true, and I find that very interesting. Another thing, because Tech Today is being done by the Business Today team, and something that the Business Today team would be very keen to learn is when someone becomes a content creator and makes this a scalable business, because a YouTuber, an Instagram influencer have to look at this as a business, as a P&L by itself. Niharika, is that something now that you look at with a keen eye, because it has to be managed, in a sound way, in an effective way? And also, how do you look at it from the commercial sense when you monetize it? Do you work with your talent managers on stuff like that?
Yes, I definitely do, but I tend to make the call as to what brand I associate myself with, because I don't want to do everything that comes my way, but only things that I'm truly passionate about, or I truly would invest my time and money into, even if I'm not endorsing it. And I think initially when you start off being a content creator, money isn't something that will come to you easily, and which is why I say don't try to do this for the money. Do it for the passion, and money will follow. Might sound cliche, but it is what it is. It is a cliche because it is true. You're not going to get a lot of money in the beginning. You have to work really hard. You have to establish yourself in the industry to be able to make that sort of money that would, I don't know, like that you would get like in a corporate job maybe. But it is worth it if you really, really work hard, and if you truly believe that you have what it takes to make it. I genuinely encourage everyone to try their hand at it. And I also think you don't have to just abandon your job or your education or whatever and just jump into this, because I haven't even until today. I'm doing both because it's never too late to do both, and it doesn't hurt to do more than one thing. Everybody sets up, the most successful people in the world have multiple streams of revenue. So it's okay to have more than one stream of revenue and try to juggle both. But just balancing that might get a little hectic. But hey, when you're ambitious, you either have to sacrifice your work life or social life. So I picked the latter.
Raj, do you also pick the latter? It's okay to sacrifice social life. How do you monetize your content, and how do you make this commercially successful?
So social life, I didn't have any before that. Also, I am a very
Same.
I just sit in my studio, and even before the pandemic, I was in my studio only all the time. So that didn't really change for me. But yeah, I realized that there are, when you become a big YouTuber or a big Instagrammer, content creator, there talent managers come in, there are other managers come in, there is some commercial thing happening over there, and it is little overwhelming, but it is little hard also to say no to good money. But then you have to choose between the two. Key, what are you looking for? If it is a long game, then you can't just do this brand just for the money, because it is going to, because we get the comments, you read the comments, and you know that people can make out that you have done this and you are not into it. Why are you doing this, man? And we get the DMs, I read the DMs, I read the comments, so I know what is working and what is not working, and what I should go for. And it is very necessary to keep that private touch to your social media account, because that is why people are there to watch you. I see other content creators, nothing bad in that, but you can make out which content creator is managed by a company and which content creator is managing his own social media, and that is very necessary. The person who's controlling it himself or herself, it is more relatable and it is more organic in that way. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of good tips, personal touch. All my concepts about Instagram Reels and becoming this viral sensation have all been busted by you two. So what it means is that I need to go through this conversation, use it as a DIY, and perhaps go from noob to dude. Niharika, will that work?
I don't think you're a noob. I just think you haven't explored this side of it yet, and I'm sure you'll kill it. You seem like an extremely smart man, so you got this.
Niharika, Yashraj, this has been an absolute delight of a conversation. Thanks so much for joining us. Keep entertaining us with your viral content. And speaking of viral content, it's your job to like, comment, share and subscribe this part of the show and the other segments on our social media handles on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and the like.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.